It's only her second time at the 10 by 9 mic. She graced us with a magnificent story that involved Titanic, of all things, on her first time up here. So please, a big warm welcome for Steffi Davies.
My grandparents were always full of amazing ideas to entertain me and my younger sister, Jess. We grew up just before the internet, so they didn't have the option of shoving us in the corner with an iPad for a couple of hours. No, they actually had to conjure real, imaginative ways to keep us out of mischief during the school holidays while our parents were both at work. One of the top 10 classic ideas they came up with was booking a caravan in Tenby, southwest Wales, for 2 weeks in August 1999. The dates happened to coincide with the total solar eclipse, something that 8-year-old me had been equally fascinated and terrified by. The newspapers had been giving away those cardboard viewing glasses, because apparently if you looked at the eclipse without them, your eyeballs would melt out of your skull. I mean, the moon was already going to crash into the sun and explode, and the whole world was going to end. So I didn't see how cardboard glasses were going to help that at all. But I definitely still had a load of the buggers packed into my Tigger rucksack to take away on holidays with us. As soon as we arrived at Kiln Park Caravan Park, Nan did her scrupulous safety inspection of the caravan and immediately deemed it a death trap on wheels. Hazardous rugs and mats laid out in every room that she could trip over, chaotic furniture arranged like an army assault course, and far too many bowls of the most dangerous and offensive substance on earth, Pourri. She waited outside as me and Jess, my sister, bravely entered the House of Horrors with Granch, which is my grandfather, by the way, in case Granch isn't a Northern Ireland word. We helped Granch to remove these obstacles that threatened to kill our Nan. We rolled up the rugs out of the way, rearranged the sofas, and hid the noxious potpourri into kitchen cupboards out of the way. I should confess at this point that at the time, we all genuinely thought it was pronounced potpourri. And it was only when I told a version of this story in university at the age of 22 years old that I was corrected on the pronunciation. Thanks, Nan! So once the caravan met the Margaret Jones health and safety regulations, our holiday could commence, with nothing to worry about except the impending blackout of the sun, of course. We were woken in our caravan each morning by seagulls performing Lord of the Dance on the tin roof. We enjoyed sharing fresh, meter-long French baguettes for breakfast, and then wandering into Tenby town to explore. But our favourite part of each day was heading into the entertainment complex for the evening. If anyone's ever been on a Haven holiday in the UK, you may already be familiar with the name Bradley Bear. He was Haven's original mascot, a big brown bear with a Hawaiian shirt and a baseball cap, and his very own theme song. There'd be an hour or so of pre-Bradley entertainment, some bingo, a ball pit to play in, and this was your chance to get absolutely jazzed on blue slush puppy drinks before old Bradley made his big appearance. The main entertainer was a fella called Steve, an expert in the art of making kids as hyper as humanly possible. He knew we would have all been knocking back the blue slush puppies all afternoon, and he wound us up with some competitive games where you could win a shiny blue ribboned medal. Yeah. We were desperate to win one of those medals, and we gave our all every night. But annoyingly, it was all like the more older, confident kids who kept winning them. Then, after the games, Steve would ask us if we were ready for him to go and get Bradley out. The intro to the song would start, and nothing was more hypnotic and exciting than those drums kicking in. We'd get a few rounds of Bradley Bear, will you come out and say hello? Bradley Bear, we all want to meet you. Yes, I've been forever cursed with remembering every single word of that bloody song. It's been stuck in my head for the last 24 years, but don't worry, I'm not going to sing the whole thing and put you through the same misery. No, honestly, there's like a whole part about how Bradley is always there and you don't need them nightmares. Then, after all that, we had to follow a set of excruciating instructions from Steve with knock on the door, ring the bell, clap your hands, stamp your feet, which all felt like it went on forever when you're 8 years old, and all you wanted was for that big, stupid bear to get his ass out on stage. But sure, it was all part of the hype man routine. Finally, there was a few hundred rounds of, who do we want? Bradley Bear. When do we want him? Now. With this escalating music that made you so excited you felt you were about to bulk a blue slush puppy everywhere. Until finally Bradley would burst out from behind the curtain for more chances to win one of his special blue medals. The day of the total eclipse came about halfway through our holiday. I'd been distracted enough by the swimming pool, the bike park, and the big singing bear to forget how anxious I'd been about it until the morning of the 11th of August arrived and it all came back to me with a vengeance. We put the news on TV and saw crowds were gathering across the mountains in Cornwall and Devon, all wearing those life-saving cardboard glasses, of course. I demanded we shut all the curtains. I even made Nan hang tea towels over any gaps, like in the doors and stuff, just in case, to avoid retinal burns. Me and my sister hid under the coffee table with our glasses and our stuffed Bradley Bear toys that we'd cajoled Granch into buying for us. And we watched the news as the clock ticked down, a wholly different sort of childish anticipation. Granch announced that he was going outside to watch it happen, and I completely lost it. I bawled my eyes out, begging him to stay indoors behind the tea towels with us. Whereas I've inherited a sense of caution and patience from my grandmother, I've also grown up to be fiercely stubborn and brave, thanks to my Granch. And nothing in this world was going to stop that man from stepping out of the caravan that morning. In true British weather tradition, the cloudy conditions took the edge off the whole thing, and it was only those in Cornwall got to experience total darkness. Ironically, the inside of our caravan was probably darker than anywhere else in the world, thanks to my paranoia, and thankfully Granch returned with both of his eyeballs still intact. The rest of the day rolled out as if nothing had even happened. We shared our French baguette breakfast, ran around the holiday park, got smashed on blue slushies, and sang with Bradley Bear. Just like we did every day until we got to the very last night of our Hayden holiday. Me and my sister were determined to get our medals, and we busted ourselves at every opportunity that last night. One of the challenges that night was to tell the funniest joke you knew. So I eagerly joined the line on stage and tried to remember any of the hundreds of hilarious jokes that I knew. I looked out at the audience, holding the microphone to tell the best joke ever. And in my state of pure panic, I came out with, why do giraffes have long necks? Because they've got smelly feet. Needless to say, I did not win the medal for that epic fail or for any of Bradley's other challenges on our final night. Yeah. It's sadder than that, but it's fine. The next morning, our last morning, we helped Nan to put all the rugs and the pot pourri back into place, while Granch did a shop run for car snacks. When he came back, he told us that he'd conveniently bumped into Steve, the entertainer, who just happened to have 2 medals with him in his pocket. And apparently he wanted Granch to tell us that we had been fantastic all holiday and deserved to win one each. Yeah, right. As children, the realities of the world are eclipsed by our ability to believe, create, and imagine things in a wholly different way that we can appreciate as adults. We definitely become skeptical with age once the light gets switched on and we see things as they actually are. But as writers, we'll never be in danger of a world without imagination and embellishments and that childish anticipation of a perfect countdown to the end of a story. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Steffi. Tenby sounds like hell on earth, I have to say. I'm sure it's lovely. I'm sorry.